Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I am taking inspiration from Helene Jeppesen, who I will be linking below. She did a video called Books That I Devoured, and I loved it because there are quite a few books that I have absolutely devoured. Now this is when you pick up a book, start it, and you cannot put it down until you have reached the final page. It calls to you, you can't put it down, you try to sleep, you try to eat, you try to work, it just doesn't work. So I went through my books and tried to pick out a few that I devoured. I ended up narrowing it down to 7. First, I'm sorry, I'll make this brief. I know you're probably sick of hearing about how much I love Kelley Armstrong, but here it is. I chose Bitten. It's the first book in the Women of the Other World series, and I'll be honest, I pretty much devoured every single one, but I thought if I was going to recommend one, I may as well go with the first. This one is about Elena Michaels, who is the first female werewolf. Quite a heavy burden to put on those shoulders. She's not a happy girl. Read it. Number 2 is The Hunger Games. Now, I know it took me an absolute age to get around to reading this book, and literally it was seeing all the reviews of Catching Fire going up that made me think, I want to watch this film, but I don't want to watch it until I've read the book. So I read Hunger Games, and I flew through it. It was amazing. But you know what was even more amazing? Catching Fire. I finished that book last night, and oh my god. If you've read the books, you know what I'm talking about. Holy crap. If you didn't, spoilers. Hunger Games and Catching Fire just whizzed by in no time at all. I imagine Mockingjay will probably be much more of the same, so I'm planning on starting that tonight, so I might not get any sleep. Number 3. Now this one doesn't seem to be very well heard of, especially around the booktubing community. If you have heard about it, please comment below and say so. I'm just interested. This one is Halfway to the Grave by Jeaniene Frost. And this was actually the very first ebook that I ever owned. I remember I'd gotten one of the old Sony e-readers, one of the first ones that came out, and I just wanted to play with it. I wanted to have something on it, and this was the first book I found. I liked the blurb, it sounded quite good, so I downloaded it, and I think I was done before the next morning. Just went straight through it, and then I got the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and when I got to the end of the 4th one, I was heartbroken. I was just like, how is this over? It can't be over, I need more. Luckily she has made more now, but at the time I was distraught. I'd highly recommend this series. Number 4. Now I read this a long time ago, but I still remember queuing up outside, waiting to go collect my pre-ordered copy, and going straight home and doing nothing but reading. It is, of course, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I remember I picked this book up with 2 of my friends, and we all started reading at the same time, and I'd finished it twice by the time they'd finished it once. What can I say? I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Number 5. I have mentioned this author a few times. Her name is Trudi, Canavan, and I think she is an amazing author. I could name any one of her books and I whizzed through them, but one that particularly stood out to me has to be this one. This is Trudi Canavan, The Voice of the Gods, and it is the 3rd in her trilogy, The Age of the 5. I can't tell you why, because it's so spoilers, but by the time I got to this 3rd book, I had to know how it ended. There were so many questions, so many riddles, so many plot lines that just filled my head every night when I went to bed. I had to know. It's pretty chunky as well. Obviously I can't recommend you read this one if you've not read the series. So, this is the first one. This is the first one. Trudi Canavan, Priestess of the White. I won't read you the blurb because it's long. But I will put a link to GoodReads down below, and you can go check it out for yourself. Brilliant author, brilliant series. Oh my god, the ending. Oh my god. Number 6. And this one is by Stephanie Meyer. And no, it is not one of the Twilight books. It is The Host. I put off reading The Host for quite a while, and I'm still not sure why. I started reading it and I didn't feel the pull. But then when I saw the advert for the movie coming out, I thought, I want to watch the movie. I hate watching the movie when I know there's a book and I haven't read the book, so I better read the book. And it was like I was reading a completely different book. I don't know what changed, me or it, or both, I don't know. But I couldn't put it down. It was the chaos inside her head, the death-defying thing she did, the horror, the romance that was not a romance, and then there was the triangle, but it was actually like a foursome, and what the hell was going on? I don't swear, I won't swear. Wait, if you haven't read The Host yet, I would absolutely recommend that you do. The movie's good, but I don't feel like it does it justice. There's one particular scene which obviously I can't talk about because of spoilers, but if you've watched it you know. I just think her reaction is incredibly anticlimactic and wrong. Finally, number 7. And this is Sabriel by Garth Nix, and it is the first book in the Abhorsen trilogy. I read this book absolutely years ago, and I knew nothing about it and nothing about him until the day I got his book signed. I'd gone into Waterstones on the usual day, just gonna browse my favourite section, sci-fi fantasy. Pretty much read half the books there, if not more. And there was this guy sat there for a signing. I used to live in Jersey. You never got book signings in Jersey. It just didn't happen. So, I thought, what the hell? Picked up one of his books, bought it, and then went over and got it signed. He was a lovely guy as well. So, just for the pure sake of it, I thought, yeah, I'll read this. Not read the back. What the hell? What's the worst thing that could happen? The worst thing that could happen is that I got absolutely no sleep. And then I had to go straight back to Waterstones the next day and buy the next book. And then I had to wait for the 3rd book to come out. This is why I like picking up on books after they're completed. I know that's silly because then if everyone did that, the books would never get to the end. But I'm really impatient. Honestly, this trilogy is incredible. And even after years and years passing since I read it, I still remember how much I flew through it and enjoyed it. And that's why it's made it onto this list. So, quick roundup. Bitten from the Otherworld series, The Hunger Games from the Hunger Games series, Halfway to the Grave, a Night Huntress novel, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the Harry Potter series, Voice of the Gods from the Age of the Five series, The Host, which was the only standalone book in this video, and Sabriel, the first book in the Abhorsen trilogy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have certain books that you devoured, I'd love to hear about it, whether it's in the comments below or in a video of your own. I'll be seeing you soon. Happy reading. Bye.